You ready?
Let's go.
Welcome to the Black Dads Club. At the advice of our future lawyer, we need to let you know that everything said here is strictly opinions. It's important to do your own damn research. Any opinion stated is owned by the person who said it. To be clear, the Black Dads Club isn't responsible for the opinions of I Am Gavin B or Pastor Mike or any of their guests. Hey, we just need you to sit back and enjoy the show. Remember, it is all love.
What you got in trouble for?
Our future lawyer wrote, said, yo, you need to put a disclaimer out there.
I think, are we recording?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think the intellectual on there did too.
No, it ain't no, you think he did. Because he's on other podcasts. Well, I think that's why she didn't come back.
I mean, if you're on a pod and like you already got two on the set.
Yeah.
Like,
but the reason why I said I think that's why she came back, because she said that they were friends and dated and, you know, they know each other through the corporate world. And then they found the old interview when she was like, we dated for so many months. Yeah, I knocked you down if we dated for so many months.
I mean, you know, these new women, they will gaslight you and tell you that, you know, they wait 90 days.
That part, but is it fair? This is where we can start. Is it fair to, like, let's say we brung somebody else on, right? Mm-hmm. And they said, oh, we can do it with you. It's certain things that we don't talk about because you're private.
Yes.
So is it fair if you was saying, like, is it fair to keep your shit private? Of course, yes, right? But what if you come to me and say, Gavin, this is the narrative that we're going to run with. Do you want me to adhere to that?
No, we can't run narratives. We can not say anything. But because like when you do narratives, because now you're going to get caught in a lie. Because it's over time, right? You're recording it. It's on the internet forever.
Yes.
It's better to say nothing. That way someone can find out and you be like, all right, I can affirm or deny it, right?
Yes.
But if you run it with a narrative, you gonna get caught out real quick. Because how many people like, you know the truth? Like if we added a lady to, like, you know, co-host this, right? Mm-hmm. And then I'd be like, all right, I ain't never do anything with her. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, in about 10 episodes, it's gonna become obvious whether or not that's true or not. You can't hide it.
I did an episode on an old podcast and I brought a girl on there and I forgot. Somebody, like at least 3 dudes DM was like, you smashed, didn't you? And I was like, man, that's my homie.
Yeah, it's the homie, right?
They was like, all right, yeah, cool.
You know what I'm saying? It becomes obvious. So, you know, mm-hmm. It's better to not say anything than to try to say, well, hey, let's pretend. Bruh, I remember I was out one night and like I had a homie come through, right?
Shout out to the homies.
Shout out to the homies, right? So we out and I just had a homie come through, man. Like it was no BS, right? It was literally we homies now. Mm-hmm. But at one point in time we weren't homies like that. Right?
Homie loving friends.
Yeah. And one of the people that's sitting across from me is like a retired cop.
Okay.
Right? And then like, so, you know, when the homie got up, you know, to leave or whatever, you know, walked him out to the vehicle. Yeah. Came back in and then I sat down and then it was like friends, huh? And I was just like, yeah, you know, we just friends. And she's like, why your leg rocking when you talking? I'm just like, look at you. I think my leg always rock when I talk. Yeah, detective. But it's like, it's obvious. Like, it's obvious when you have like just a friendship. Mm-hmm. And then when at one point in time, it might have been more than that. Even if it's not now, at one point in time, it might have been more than that.
Yeah. My, Karina, the first girl who I've like told all the girls that she's going to come across who I mess with.
Yeah, I
had to. Well,
it's your wife. You got to. With your wife, you kind of got to tell the truth.
And kind of. You got to pick your spots.
Yeah, you got to pick your spots.
But what happened to me is, I slipped up. We was friends for like 4 years before we even like started dating or getting interested in each other. Not 4 years of getting interested, but like at least a clean like.
See, you was a friend. She was just getting all the information.
She was, man, extracting shit.
You was
and she was trying to figure out, yo, is he still cool with this bro?
Exactly.
Like, whatever.
Let me see how he lie.
Yeah.
Like,
and me none the wiser. I'm like, oh yeah. I used to mess with her. Yeah. But it was the first thing, and I say that to say, I used to talk to a girl in college, and we were super cool. And I remember I went to a homie. Shout out to you. You know who you are. And if you was cool, I think you took some bodies off your jacket. So I don't know if I'm still there or not. I was ill experienced. That's a conversation when you was passing out mid to the people. Anyway, and I remember I went to her and I said, yo, I'm talking to Shorty. we never messed at all.
Yeah.
I don't care what she say. I don't care how many drinks they give you. I am lying. And I was like, I don't even want to have this issue. And she, shout out to her. She was like, I got you.
Yeah.
Like, me and you never did nothing.
Yeah.
And she respected my relationship and everything, which was super cool.
Yeah. She definitely took you off the jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're no longer on the facts. Fact support.
It was some mid anyway, man. Shout out to all the ladies that got mid from me. When we pop off, I will take you off of my jacket. Yeah, I am. If I gave you some mid, you not on my jacket no more. I love taking bodies off.
Don't think it works like that.
What Corinne said, marry the slut. Like, take me off your jacket.
You can't marry the slut. You can marry, your wife could be a slut for you, but don't marry the group slut.
They can't. And shout out to that Reddit thread that me and Mike was laughing at about facials, and some of y'all
insane.
There was a thread. Let me give y'all the backstory. There was a thread, and a girl was saying like, if your man, splooge on your face, he don't respect you. Yeah. And all the ladies were saying that, and then one of the dudes just commented was like, yeah, but you look like you need a facial. And I just thought that was the craziest thing ever. And I kind of understood, but then me and Mike had a disagreement on if your wife gonna let you do certain shit. Is she not?
Yeah, bro, your wife is gonna let you do a lot of stuff
until she don't want to do it no more.
Well, that's just women in their moods. But all you gotta do every 28 days, whatever you want, it's gonna get lobbed to the rim. Just tap it in.
And sometimes they want to do some things that you're not into,
and you gonna lob it to the rim.
Nah, because some of these girls into pegging now. And that's
that extra stuff.
That's that.
We talk that. That's that extra. But some guys are into it, man. Like I said, I do not kink shame. I
do, but that ain't one I kink shame on. That's not one of the ones.
I don't kink shame at all. Look, man. Science says half of the men are cucks now. So everything that comes with cucking, which is humiliation and all that anxiety that it produces in men, that's the way it is now. I'm not going to shame men, because at the end of the day, I know women, they look at men that are that frame, and when men are not in that frame, I know that women still look for men that's in that frame. So I just prefer to be one of those men. So,
and shout out to my wife who told me once we said I do what she lied and said we not gonna do no more.
See, you know what, man? We got to get the Patreon started so we can when you say shit like that, we can go to the Patreon and we can discuss that, because that is interesting.
Yeah, it's like at least, it's three. One thing she took off the board once we had a kid, and then another like one or two things
you got to get an audience a hit. You gotta get the audience
it ain't nothing crazy.
The minor, we don't want to know the crazy one.
Here's the problem. My dad has let me know he now listens to this podcast faithfully, so I can't get off. I have a cousin who listens, and I have my father. Literally, I called my dad one day, and he turned us off. And I was like, "Who is that?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just catching up." I'm like, "Oh, never mind." So
all right. Patreon, we got to do something. Even if we got to like Google Meets it and record it.
No, we got Patreon. We just record it and put it there.
Okay, we got to start doing the side conversations, because that is actually interesting. Because not right now, everybody want to know what gets taken off the list when you get married.
And I think it's certain things different. I don't know if it's anything that I took off our list, like I wouldn't do no more, especially not married. And then now that I ain't got a kid, like I'm not going on film nowhere. I know I'd be shy, but that ain't it. That ain't what we was talking about. But yeah, man.
But like, so you say you wouldn't go on film, right? Is this the same as saying you would not like get it in a parking garage?
I done did that before.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
No, when I say on film, like recording us doing what we doing.
Like talking for the two of y'all?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
You took that off the list?
No, I'm saying that wasn't really on my list anyway. I ain't that type of person. I always told y'all when I watch shit, it got to be 4K. Like I watched too much of this. The
iPhones are damn near. They are 4K now.
They are 4K. They about to be 8K. Y'all gonna be mad about it. Let me start this podcast before
we further off the rails. We've already not started where we supposed to start today.
Absolutely, and shout out to all of y'all. Me and my girl going on vacation. We ain't flipping none of y'all, so don't worry about it. Y'all good to go. That might be one of the ones. I ain't gonna let y'all. You know what? I'm not telling y'all no more. Now Ryan and Ben gonna be like fishing.
Spoken rule to being a black man in corporate, and nobody really talks about it or tell you this on day one. See, you're not just judged on performance; you're judged on perception. How you speak, how you show emotion, and how confident is too confident. And you learn real quick that you're representing more than just yourself, because mistakes feel louder and wins sometimes feel minimized. So guess what? You code switch, you over prepare, you work twice as hard to be seen as safe, polished, or just overall professional, right? And the unspoken rule is this: you have to master the system before you're allowed to challenge it. And here's what I mean by master the system real quick. In corporate, credibility is so important. As a black man, you don't start with the same balance. Sometimes you don't get that grace for potential. You get rewarded with consistency, receipts, and results over time. Because if you challenge the system too early, you get labeled as difficult. But here's the ultimate power move. Once you understand the rules, you can play the game without losing yourself. I had to learn this the hard way. Excellence, boundaries, and strategies change everything. So if you're navigating corporate as a black man, just know you're not imagining all this. And you're not alone. We all feel it. We've all been there. We've all had to navigate this feeling. Everything that I talked about. So you're not alone, man. And hopefully...
Mike, is he right or wrong? As a man who works in corporate in this room.
No, he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. And here's the thing, it's not just us. I mean, I've seen white people have the code switch. Like I don't know if you've ever, anybody listen, like you ever work with a white person, then like y'all go out and y'all have drinks, and then you be like, I had no idea you was this cool.
Yeah.
Like they do it too.
Yeah.
Now, they get more grace than what we have.
Yes.
As blacks, we get no grace. They could go and screw up, and then it'll get swept under the rug. Yeah. You screw up, it's gonna get documented. You at least get the email per our conversation, right? Like that is going to happen to you. So it's one of those things where here's the thing. As a black man, if you do well in corporate, your results are so good, you're producing, right? And most black men are producers, and that's a gift and a curse. Because, and I just had this conversation with a guy yesterday, it was like, sometimes you produce so much that they can't get rid of you. Right? Like, I can't promote you because who's going to do everything that you're doing?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that's the part of being a black man that most of us don't learn, is that sometimes like your results are just too good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I worked in business sales for a while, and like, yo, if you the top 2-3 sales rep, I'm gonna be honest, man, they don't really have any desire to make you a manager or a director. Nah. Because no one can fill in your job. Facts. Right?
Yeah, and you know what used to be fun for me is like when you walk into the office and you see somebody else that's black. Yeah. You trying to figure out what type of black, what standard, because he talked about like, hey, you're not just doing this for you. Like I always laugh when I walked in, I'm like, I wonder what standard, what level of blackness this person across me is laid. Like, are they lazy? Are they the overachiever? Now I got to keep up with the, you know what I'm saying? It's always interesting.
Yeah, are they going to throw you under the bus? You know, are they trying to be separate from you because I don't know if you're an underachiever. And if you come in here and people see me with you, they're going to assume that me and you got the same work product.
Absolutely. Shout out to Kiana, not the old host, the girl I work with at the Ritz. And we shared a divider. And I have to admit, she's from St. Thomas. Take with that information what you want. And so, matter of fact, funny enough, the only other black person besides us two was also from St. Thomas. And so I remember when I was quitting and the GM of the hotel didn't speak to me for my 2 weeks when I put it in. My last day, he came in and he said, thank you for what you've done. I'm like, nigga, I've been here for 2 weeks. You didn't put me in the office. You didn't try to keep me, blah, blah, blah. And I remember as soon as we got done, I just went off because I'm like, yo, what kind of, and I'm not really mad. I was just like, oh, he's exactly who I knew him to be. Yeah. And I remember she was like, yo, you need to relax from the other side of her wall. Yeah. And it might be like 20 of us in the office, but shout out to her. The reason why I say that, maybe not. No, maybe about 15. I kind of, it took me getting older to understand what she was saying. Like, yo, don't do this to us while you going to. You about to go out the nigga way, and some of us got to deal with that, what comes after that. Yeah. And shout out to her. She almost tried to give me a job one time, but I messed up that interview. But whatever. Nigga left me. You can't. All right. I'm at the interview. Yeah. I tell the guy, I'm at the interview, say, hey, it was at I'm going from the Ritz, but I haven't been working there for like 5 years. I'm at the Renaissance in South Park, right? Mm-hmm. And this is before Grand Bohemian and all the other nice hotels is in Uptown. So the only other hotel you can go to is Ballantyne. But I need a Marriott hotel so I can keep my discount. So I go to him. I say, look, I'm only here for this for the discount. I'm taking whatever BS job. I know it's an early morning job, which allows me to be a photographer in the afternoon. I'm only here for the discount. I do whatever. I worked at the Ritz for so long. This ain't no corporate move, whatever. He was like, for real? I said, yeah, I worked in F&B. And he's like, perfect. Because I just need a worker. I don't need nobody like who, hey, I'm coming in. And I think I was working in like the coffee shop or whatever. And he was like, I don't need you to come in here and want to be a marketing director later. Because I ain't got time for that. And so he was cool. You know, this fool went to the back to go get something. He left me out there for like 30 minutes. So I got in my car and went home. And mind you, we had already been at the interview for like 35 minutes going over it. He was like, oh, I'm going to go get you paperwork. And when he left me there for 30 minutes, I was like, oh, I'm going home. And he called me probably, you know this, I'm in South Park. I get all the way to 77 on Tyvola. Sorry that Charlotte out this pod. So it's like 15 minutes. Then he called me and was like, hey, where are you? But I'm like, bro, I'm gone. And I feel bad because Kiana called me and was like, yo, like, I told him you was the person. I'm like, yo, you can't leave me nowhere for 30 minutes. Anyway, that's just my rant. Hold on, let me start this pod.
Week, bro. Pastor Mike Will.
Now, I am Gavin B. Welcome to service. Sit down. The Black Dads Club. What the hell is the point of this podcast? Let's do it like that.
If you are a black male and you're in a jam, hit me up. I'll get you out.
Trying to save black men.
We give black men a place to be seen, a place to be heard.
Sometimes I got to push back because be lying.
They do, but so do women. So that's what makes the pod cool.
Strap in. It's about to be fun.
Black Dads Club. Now let's begin.
Y'all want to welcome everybody to the Black Dads Club. This is episode 215. That is Pastor Mike Will. I am Gavin B. It is Wednesday for anybody that cares. Mike, you going to be live tonight?
Yeah, we'll be live tonight, man.
Check him out. Show some love. Write a comment. Tag me. Send it to me. I'll be there. I got a photo shoot, but it ends when yours begins, so I'll be good to go. Dad tip of the week. Oh, first of all, before we get there, happy Black History Month. To all that celebrate. Happy Black History Month.
It's like we ain't even trying with Trump in office.
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
like, nobody's even trying. We just like, man, whatever.
Y'all get off whatever y'all need to get off at y'all office. Celebrate. And Black History Month is interesting because we get Juneteenth and we celebrate that weekend. But Black History Month, I don't even know if they teach Black History Month in school anymore.
That's a good question. I'm gonna ask my son today.
Yeah, because remember back in the day, you used to have, like, everybody has to do a project. Yeah, you was decorating the school, and it's like,
I'll be honest though, I would like it just integrated into American history, but the problem is this country's so terrible with history. You know, it rewrites it so often.
Yeah,
that you almost need to have a Black History Month to just remind us of the apartheid in this country, because we low-key trying to pretend that it never happened, that it never existed. And that's the whole point of Black History Month. Like, because most of Black history, I mean, and one of the things that I dislike about Black History Month is that we constantly just focus on civil rights, like that whole era, right? Like, is everybody from that era that we discuss. But, and, after about 6 years, like, all right, we've talked about all the prominent people, right? The whole 20, 30 people that are most prominent in civil rights, right? But we don't talk about organizations. We don't talk about movements that transpired. We don't talk about the riots and why they transpired. We don't talk about, pushback. We don't talk about what's going on in the world that was affecting it. And we don't discuss Black history in this country prior to emancipation, right? Which I think would be greatly helpful. That most of us as adults don't even realize, that, there were a lot of free blacks. A lot is relative, right? But there's free blacks in the United States, prior, to the emancipation, right? Some people have bought their freedom. Some people were born free, right? And to discuss, like, how is that happening in the world while there's enslaved blacks? Also, in this country, right? The story, it was a Facebook reminder that had popped up where the lady who documented 12 years a slave, right, was a white lady out of Deep South, either Mississippi or Alabama, right? And she documented all of it, and she died before it was ever published, and obviously before it ever became a movie, right? Yeah. But she had read something that everybody was just saying, like, nah, this didn't happen, it wasn't true, right? There's no way that a free black is up here in D.C. or New York, is snatched off the streets and sold into slavery in the South, right?
Yeah.
And spent 12 years as a slave, and they were born a free person. So there's so much to Black history that we could discuss. The Progressive Party of North Carolina, that was a party of free Blacks as well as white people. And the party was so dominant in North Carolina that it ended up becoming basically the kickoff to the whole apartheid and domestic terrorism that occurred in this country, because rich whites was like, oh my God, we have working class white people and newly emancipated Black people working together, and they create a party called the Progressive Party that was growing so fast that they had to destroy it. So that's just my rant on Black History Month. Never mind, I'm done.
If y'all ever get a chance, please go watch the interview with T.I. and Andrew Young. I love that interview. One, because sometimes if you're a bad interviewer, just let your guests go off and talk. And I don't know T.I. I haven't watched enough of T.I. to know if he's a bad interviewer or not. But to watch it, to hear Andrew Young talk about MLK and like Malcolm's relationship and how they played it behind the scenes and how they played it in the front.
Yeah.
To give insights on what that day was like when Dr. Martin Luther King was killed. Like it's just a lot that was going on. And shout out to Andrew Young's son, who's like taking him to all these places.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a sad day when it's like, all right, everybody who was involved in those events is no longer here. And then you got to live with the people who like to read, they like to change history. That's the only version we got. So, and it's cool to know that now we got to say like, all right, yo, Andrew Young is my father. I need to get him on every platform, in front of every camera to retell this story as big as we can. So at least that in 30 years we can have this. Which got me, my rant for the day is I was telling Laws, I was like, I love how the church don't never plan for 50 years from now. They plan for 5 to 10 years from now. And
that's ambitious.
Yes. And I was telling them, I was like, if the Black church could wake up one day and say, yo, if we plan for the next 50 years, we'll stop promoting the 60-year-old man as like head bishop, and we'll give it to somebody that's like 45.
Exactly.
And let them make all the 20-somethings work.
Yep.
And make all of them in high school, just bring all their friends. Like, we'll do that. But, you know, that's my rant for today. Dad tip of the week, be slow to anger. Let me tell y'all. So if y'all want to know why we haven't recorded, it's because it snowed here. What was that, Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
Was it Saturday? It was Saturday
morning. Yeah, it snowed all day.
It snowed all day in North Carolina, and well, at least Charlotte, on Saturday. And I'm talking about nonstop. I don't know how many inches they say we got, but it looked close to a foot.
Yeah. They say we got like 11 inches.
It was ridiculous. I say that to say I wake up Saturday. I'm charging up my laptop because my wife is always, charge up everything just in case we lose all power. We can do nothing.
Yeah.
What good is my laptop without the internet? But whatever, man. I let her
hotspot on your phone, man.
Yeah, drain the battery quicker on there. So it was funny. We was doing that, and so I'm going up. I get dressed, and I hear a crash, and then my wife goes, "Your dad is going to be mad," and I just hear a pause, and I yell downstairs, "What?" In this silence, and I'm like, then she comes to the steps, and she goes, "He broke your laptop," and I look, and so I go downstairs. And I look at my kid, and he's smiling.
Of course.
And my wife was like, yo, don't smile. That's an expensive laptop. And I'm like, yeah, it's only $3,200.
Goodness gracious.
You know, because I got the MacBook Pro, and it's my photography laptop. So it got all the bells and whistles on it. And so I just sat there. I grabbed my jacket, and I walked to the gas station.
That's why you walked.
And so I texted the boys. I was like, yo, I'm walking. I'm texting Mike and everybody. I'm like, yo, this boy just broke my shit. But you know what? And the joke is when I get back home, he's still sitting on the couch because I'm like, you're not doing nothing. You're going to sit here for a minute.
Yeah.
And then he looked and he said, well, Daddy, it wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. And you know the joke is, it wasn't. Why? Every day, when me and my wife both charge our laptops on the table, we both tell each other, yo, don't put that there because if he trips, it's going to fall.
Yeah.
And so in the 4 years, this is the first time he tripped over it and it failed. And of course, my screen don't work. I got to go to Apple either today or tomorrow.
You got the Apple Care, right?
I do. That's maybe another reason why I wasn't mad.
Probably.
And then, so it's going to cost me a clean $100.
Yeah.
But
those screens are, mine went out on it just went out. So I took it in because it went out.
Yeah.
They repaired it. But when the repair cost, yours probably more than mine. That screen was $700.
Yeah.
So your screen is probably like $900,
Probably
$1,100.
Yeah. And you know what? But I used to always, my father used to always tell me, like, be slow to anger. Because you'll say something you don't mean. You'll do something you don't mean.
Exactly.
And I'm like, my thing with my son now is I always look at him and say, hey, is it any malice behind what you're doing?
Yeah.
If it's not and it's truly an accident, we can work with that.
Yeah.
Especially, I'm like, man, he 4. So I keep telling him, I'm like, stop running around the table. Because one day you're going to hit your head on something and fall.
Exactly.
And I just got to be there for that day.
But also part of it is too, like you said, we don't leave it here because of this.
Yeah.
So, part of instruction sometimes, part of discipline sometimes, part of, quote unquote, telling somebody what to do is to avoid this. So, but in case you don't avoid this, right? That's why you have the Apple Care.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's like, it's like we're trying to avoid it all, but if it does happen, we got cushion here.
Absolutely. I got to do some shout outs before we get to the pod. If you don't want to hear the shout outs, there's that 15-second skip button. I want to, where my hand claps? Oh, shoot.
30-second skip button.
I want to, hold on. Y'all know what's coming. I want to shout out to the Dunson group. Y'all know who y'all are. Hold on, let me let y'all get that off one more time. The Dunson group has officially gave Mike his my birthday present from him. It took a month, but I got you them shirts. I got you for Mike got some golf shirts, so when he go golf with y'all,
yeah, buddy. What size Gavin got?
I don't know. What size is it? Should be extra large.
I can't tell.
Yeah,
I think I'm down to a large now.
You know
extra large.
You know what's funny? Karina goes, "You think she get a large?" I'm like, I don't know. This is before you start walking. So
thank you, Karina, for being optimistic.
Look, I was like, then I see you walking every day recording. I'm like,
yeah, about to record today. Weather's back, so
yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna record today. Because of apologies, cause I hate to wear a micropod because when we say stuff, this shit be taken off.
Oh, when we get to my Grammy segment, I smoke that shit out the park. But go ahead.
So, we always talk about, hoes, right? Different levels of hoes. Not women as hoes, right? But we always had this conversation.
Love hoes.
And then, we have a running joke. Yes, we do love hoes. We always had this running joke of the hoes, the holy pipeline. And that is went mainstream. I like to think that we were the early adopters on that because we were church boys.
Yes.
Right? Let me say something. And I'm going to record this today because I was like, I don't want anybody to think that we're making fun of hoes that change their lives around. No. Right? If you change your life around, I applaud that. Even if however you find it, right? If you find it and it's not a consequence, if you find that in religion, if you was formerly a hoe and now you are a holy woman.
Black China.
Yeah, that's commendable.
Yes.
Right? Black China was the first time we mentioned. We were the first people with the hoe to holy pipeline. Right? But if you change your life around, I'm cool with that. When we crack jokes, what we're cracking jokes is the hoes that are manipulative and they are pretending that they're holy, right? They that she's burnt all the bridges with all the guys. She's burnt the bridges with all her family members. She's relocated twice. She cannot afford to relocate again. So she joins a church because that's the only place of naive idiots left that she could. And then once she burned the bridge at that church in 2-3 years, she's gonna join another mega church. And then she's going to talk trash about the last mega church she was with, right?
Yes.
Those are the holies that we're talking shit on, okay?
Absolutely. But sorry. But yes, shout out to the Dunson group. Those guys were excited to actually get that. What was funny is they made me one.
Oh, so you got to go golfing.
I'm like, I don't golf. I said, you know who will love this? So I reached out to the guy, and let me tell you something he did. It's Christmas Eve. And Karina ordered me the shirt or whatever. And so it's there, and she forgot to go pick it up because it's just hectic during Christmas Eve. This man drove to my home at noon on Christmas Eve. And he said, I was at the office, I saw this, and I said, this is 15 minutes outside of where I need to go home. He's like, I called my wife and I said, hey, I want to go take Karina's husband his shirt. And he drove to her crib, he rang the doorbell, he handed it to her and was like, that's for your man. And left. And so I went to the office to go pick up yours. And I told him, I said, that type of customer service, I said, first of all, I just want to let you know, I do have a podcast. I'm going to mention this. I told him I was going to get a disclaimer. He ain't doing that for y'all. All right? And so I'm just throw that out there. I said, but that type of customer service made me look at you and go, I don't know who this man is, but I need to go meet him.
Yeah.
And so it was funny when we went in there. Shout out to him. He be our new hat plug. He said he liked what we do. Me and him started talking about parenting. He showed me his pod room and everything. And it was just super cool. It's super cool to like talk to other dads. And I was explaining to him, I'm like, yeah, we're just two black dads who just sit there and talk. And he was like, nah, I love it, bro. And we just kept talking about other stuff. But shout out to them. The whole team is nice. If you ever need any merch made and stuff like that, please check out their website. Tell them that the Black Dads Club sent you. Also, Skinny, I got to shout you out, bro. Shout out to my tattoo artist who took my tattoo and just made it to life. I noticed that a lot of y'all thought that arm that y'all saw online was just another white arm. Literally, I was taking pictures of somebody and I reached out and do something. The girl was like, is that the tattoo I saw on the internet? I'm like, yeah. She was just like, I didn't know that was your arm. I want to shout out Skinny Man. Just not a bump the tattoo. Tattoo is fire. I loved it. He powered through on that. To hear him talk about his family and to hear him talk about like things he's going through, to talk about his kids, and then to be at a tattoo. So the studios made the last tattoo. I'm in there, bro. This ain't an ad, I promise y'all. But we in there, and just to see like people from all different places and races and just religions and whatever just come into the tattoo studio. I said the tattoo studio might be like the only place where it's like your outside stuff don't matter once you get in.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I'm like, in the barbershop, it's like a cool community, but me, I've only got my hair cut at black barbershop, so it'll be mostly black people in there. And I'm like, I'm trying to think. The basketball court is another place where we don't care about what you got going on. Yeah. And I was like, the tattoo shop might be there too, man. And just to see that it was funny when he came in, one of his close friends came in, he's a pilot. And we was saying something about snow. He was like, no. We getting smacked. He was like, telling y'all, we got the technology that y'all ain't got. We got the shit that the news got. He was like, y'all getting smacked. It's over. He was like, don't think y'all kids going nowhere. And it was super cool. But shout out to Skinny, man. Thank you for everything. The tattoo fire. And I'm already planning out my next one. But I got to make sure it's right. Because the last time I back-to-back the tattoos, I got this white boy in my arm that I hate. So it is what it is. Let's get this pod started. Finally, right? We finally got anything you need to check.
Definitely thank you for the golf shirt. As soon as it warms up, I'll be out there.
You ready?
Yeah.
Are you good at golf?
I'm decent. I'm like what they call a bogey golfer, which means that I can get it in the hole. Like pars, you hit it however many times they tell you on the card. So if you have 4 strikes, you're supposed to get in there in 4. So I'll get it in like 6.
Okay.
Well, if it's 4, I get it in 5. If it's 5, I get it in 6. So it's like I'm a bogey golfer. I clean up a few things. I could probably become a scratch golfer, but I don't play enough. Like you have to play 2-3 times a week. And I play like maybe when I can get it in the most over the summer, I play like once a week.
Okay.
So yeah, I had to play like 3 times as much as I play now.
They be telling me might be out there on the golf. Bilal be plugging me in, be letting me know.
Yeah, I've ran across Bilal on the course.
See, that's how we go. All right, here we go. The pod is finally started. 30-something minutes later. Hold on. Here we go. Y'all know I love a good ignorant shit. Hold on. How does shit start? Oh, y'all try to play
Any
me.
platonic relationships in your life right now?
With the woman?
Yeah.
No.
Is that by choice?
I'm not about to be around no woman platonically.
This is
Listen,
Cam
you gotta
Newton.
unpack this, Cam. Why?
Because I'm not about to play them type of games.
Is it self-control?
Call it what you want.
I'm asking.
Call it may be self-control.
I'm asking.
If she fine, I'm not about to have her around playing like I don't think that she's attractive.
Is it possible to think someone's attractive and still behave yourself?
Yes.
Do you have control of them thoughts?
Yes. But I'm not about to play them games.
What
dog.
game is it?
The game of saying, hey, we not about to be friends. I don't have good-looking women that's friends around me.
So no, just all the. Do you have any ugly ones? I gotta ask.
I don't even have women friends, bro.
Any?
Who was interviewing him? Who was that?
Let's see. You wait till I click off.
My bad.
Hold on,
Not important. That was Cam Newton.
That was Cam Newton, and this conversation of can you have platonic friends of the opposite sex is probably top 3 on conversations that keep whooping our ass. Like we keep having 50-50 is up there.
50-50 is
This is there.
number one.
And then I don't know what the third one could be. I have to think on it. But like
let's see here. What would be third?
Body count.
Black
It's like
men, I think we kind of over that one.
Well, we are, but it don't matter on the internet. If you keep coming up, you keep seeing.
yeah.
I'm like, God dang it, man.
Hold on. I can go to Threads real quick. I can tell you exactly what it is.
Let me tell y'all about this conversation. I give y'all my thoughts on this. Immediately when I heard this conversation, this took me back to when Rick Ross was on the Breakfast Club and said he can't hire women employees because he would want to sleep with them. And I remember being young and being like, okay, I could see that. And I saw it on a level where it was like, I'm assuming at that time, I'm like, and mind you, he said this maybe a decade ago, maybe more. And I don't think I remember kept thinking like, oh, well, Rick Ross probably keeps hiring women who want his money. So I can understand why he will slip up and maybe want to sleep with them. And then as I got older, I was like, that's the most ignorant shit I've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? And then this Cam situation took me right back there. It was like, I personally, when I heard this, I said, first of all, I understand Cam Newton, who he is. As far as what he wants people to see him on social media, I do understand that Cam Newton gets off on these clips, right? Like, I need to be popping. I need something to keep going. He's figured out the game on how to be trending. The loud voice, what he's wearing, how he got his legs crossed, the topics that he keep bringing up, you know what I'm saying? Who he brings on. Like, he gets off. He's not even getting off. He getting paid by, this type of content. Yeah. So I get it. And that was my thoughts. Now, before we go to you, I do want the next part of this I want to get to is this dick discipline or is you just an uncontrolled man? But what are your thoughts? And then you can kind of inch into that.
Look, I've said before, men and women can be friends. I don't think it's that complicated. Right? You obviously can be friends, right? And I think once you become friends, I think you kind of put everything else on the back burner. It doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. But part of a friendship is like just think of your friendship with your guys, right? Mm-hmm. Things that would bother you if they weren't your friend, you let it slide because they're your boy, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like slick shit motherfuckers got to say, talking shit, raising their voice, right? These are all things you put it on the back burner. Why? Because they're your friend. Yeah. Right? So it's the same thing with a woman. Something that if a woman you was interested in a romantic sense, when she becomes your friend, you take all that, you just put it on the back burner, right? Yeah. It doesn't make her less attractive, but it's like, yo, out of respect, I'm not going to be trying to go at you in your inbox.
Facts. I mean,
like, you can still be fine and we can still be friends.
Some of y'all are just too horny.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Some of these dudes run across and they think they have access to every woman.
Or you want access because women, women are gorgeous. This is why I always tell y'all, y'all be calling me a misogynist and red pill. I be like, yo, you have no clue. Like, I love women. Yeah, I just understand the nature of women. So women hate when I give them all their credit. Yeah. So they get mad at that. But I mean, I can be friends with a beautiful woman. Like I can like a woman and want to holler at her and then, be like, well, this is not going to go anywhere. Mm-hmm. And then she and I just become friends. Hey, for one, if you friends with beautiful women and you go out with beautiful women, you're going to attract way more beautiful women.
That is fair.
Yeah, so it's like, yo, you don't have to have her.
Do you have any friends that are women that aren't beautiful?
Yeah, of course.
So you friends with ugly chicks.
I'm friends with everybody, man.
Here we go.
Hey, the good book says, y'all heard me say this before, he who has a friend must first show themselves to be friendly, okay? I'm a friendly person. Once you get to know me, I'm friendly.
I only have T, Sierra, Marcia's a friend. And I think that's it.
I have quite a few homegirls.
Yeah, I got a bunch of homegirls.
Yeah, I got quite a few.
I don't consider some of them as friends though, because we cool. We rock. You don't care about my life. You don't know my last name. I don't know yours.
I'm not calling any of my friends ugly. I'm just saying I have friends that I'm not attracted to. And I'm also I also have a very specific type that I'm attracted to as well. So it's like it kind of knocks out most women in general.
What I always look at it as all right, I do believe it's tough for some men to be like, hey, I'm friends with an unattractive woman. And I say it like this. I think it's hard for women to be friends with a guy that's not a good guy and not be attracted to that. I believe it. Cause imagine this. Imagine you're a woman. I'm assuming. So ladies, y'all do y'all thing. Y'all correct me in the comments, right? Imagine you cool, you single, he's single, and y'all meet, and he's a great guy, and you being like, I don't want that.
Yeah, no.
That's hard to do.
It's the same thing for women. Women also have to have discipline.
Yeah.
So the same discipline that I got to have as a man, like if I'm attracted to a woman, the same discipline I got to have as a man to not, let's be honest, right? To not be disrespectful. Because that's what you're being.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
If they set boundaries and you say that I'm going to cross these boundaries, you're being disrespectful, right?
Absolutely.
So women are the same way. A woman, if you tell her that you're not interested, most women are just way more respectful of your boundaries, right?
Yeah.
And they're not going to go anywhere. If a woman finds you attractive, bro, you are not going to be able to get rid of her.
Yeah.
She is going to become your friend.
Yeah, absolutely. And I look at it and go like, all right, I have homegirls who I don't find, they look good. I don't find them attractive enough to ever want them. And I'm like, I'm good on it. Like, but I don't know if I don't have no ugly friends.
Most of my really attractive friends are all married off now. And my whole thing is like once, if me and you was like that and then it became a friendship, like once you get married, I kind of just pull off because I understand like, it becomes obvious at some point that this guy is way more comfortable with my wife than I'd like him to be.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't like being that guy. You know what I'm saying? I like to respect people's relationship. So most of the girls that I was super girls, women, I'm so Southern. Most of the women that I was super cool with that are baddies that are married, like we just not cool anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll speak, but we're not hanging out with you.
You know the funny part is, so this conversation we had it in a separate group chat, one that Mike isn't in. If y'all want access to it, let me know. But then it turned into, so the guys were having a debate, like, hey, you'll run across some guys who be like, nah, I don't have any girls as friends.
Yeah.
Like I won't because, if she attractive, I might just want to pop off the strength of I want to pop, right? And so we was having a conversation of, is that labeled dick discipline, or is it like, you should be able to have relationships with women and not want anything from them? Cool. And that's a conversation to be had.
I think it's both. Like I think the first part goes into the second part. If you see an attractive woman, you cannot pretend that she's unattractive.
Facts.
And when you see a woman that's attractive, you're taking it all the way there, right? Mm-hmm. You're taking it beyond the sex. Sex is like halfway through.
Yeah.
You're taking it to like, I want this woman for the rest of my life, right? Okay. And obviously you're not having sex 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So when you see a beautiful woman, you want her in your life. You know what I'm saying? So it's beyond just the sex, right? Mm-hmm. But the dick discipline is, what is this going to cost me?
Yeah,
right.
It costs you something.
It gonna cost you something, right? My friendship with these people, maybe my wife, right? Yeah. You got to look at what all the cost is, and once you look at the cost, you're like, yeah, I can't do that. That's all. I just can't do it.
And so then we start getting into. So I was telling them, I'm like, yeah, this is when you have to create boundaries. And I'm gonna skip ahead in the podcast, but this is when you got to create boundaries between you and certain women. Yeah. Because I have relationships. So I have a list of women that I do anything for.
Yeah.
Most of those women, we share the same last name. And then it's my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law. Yeah. Right? I do whatever. Whatever they need, I got them. Yeah. Like whatever, right? Because I think, and part of that is, and I would love to know your point of view because I'm married, you're not. So I get to navigate within a space of, all right, for these women that I share a last name with and have relations with, my wife ain't gonna look at me crazy. Yeah. It gotta be something like ridiculous for my wife to be like, you doing what for your mom? Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be, right? But then there's this other list of women who I will do something within reason, like good reason. Like it could be great reason, right? And some of that is my boys' wives.
Yeah.
Right? Like I do whatever. Now, I will tell those ladies, Lauren, Clea, Ann, y'all break up with that man?
Yeah,
I can't help you.
Can't help you.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's certain things right there, right? And then I have these friends, right? And I'm like, some of those boundaries I have to create. First of all, some of those boundaries are just like what my wife will allow me to do before she look at me crazy.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is, some of that is, if you have a man, if she has a man, that girl, I'm not going to be willing to do certain things for you within those boundaries, because if it was my girl, I'll be looking at my girl like, why did you ask him?
Why'd you call him to do that? Absolutely.
And so some of those things I was telling the guys is like, how do you create those boundaries with women that's your friends? Do you like, are you the, hey, when we become friends, I'm letting them know the boundaries, or do you, hey, when we get there, we'll cross that bridge when we get there?
I'm assuming that you're an adult, like to your point of, doing things for, your homeboys' wives or whatever, right? So, I got homeboys that are married.
Yeah.
And, there's times where it's like, hey, man, run by the house and get such and such, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen if you don't have any dick discipline, right? Like a dude ain't gonna tell you to go do that if he can't trust you around his wife. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's things like that when the guy's like, yo, I can't be friends with a woman. Well, now I'm not gonna feel comfortable if my wife is at home and I'm out of town. I'm not gonna feel comfortable saying, hey man, run by the house and go grab such and such, right? Yeah. Nah, nigga, you gotta wait till I get back.
Yeah.
Ain't got nothing to do with her. It's your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think women are the same way. I think most women know when you get serious with somebody that they got to pull back, no matter what situation y'all was in. Like whatever it is, if y'all had a situationship,
yeah,
and you get with a lady, man, most of those girls know that, man, this situationship is probably going to at maximum slow down, right?
Yeah,
but at worst, it's probably going to end.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So women kind of get that more because women are better at ethical non-monogamy than men. Men, because men lie. You know, like women lie too, but like women lie through omission, right? They leave shit out.
Yeah.
Men would just make up a straight lie, like, bro, you know you ain't have to tell the lie.
Yeah.
You ain't have to commit to it.
You didn't have to. And it's funny, the reason why we got there is because two things happened. And I gotta split this up so she don't know who I'm talking about. I put it like this. I had one of my friends ask me for a favor like a few weeks ago. And I remember when she was saying something and I was just like, I looked at the phone, I said, the fuck? Like me and her on the phone. And I look at the phone while she's still telling me what she need me to do. And I'm like, no, you got a man.
Yeah.
And the only thing I was thinking of, if my other homegirls who are single called me and said, they asked for that same favor, I probably would have been like, cool, I got you.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
But for this girl, I'm like, you got a man. Who the do you think I am?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, I'm not your errand boy. I'm not your runaround boy. Like, nah, we don't get down like that.
Nah, you need to call your man.
Yeah, you need to call your man. And then also I was thinking of, if your man knew you was asking me for this, he would probably be like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, tell her that.
Yeah,
He'd be like, yo, who do you think? You calling this man? Like, don't call him asking him for that. And it just got me thinking about like, oh, so the boys in the group was like, yo, do you create boundaries with women when you first meet them? And I was like, nah, I kind of just go with the flow. And then whenever you ask me for something out of bounds, I just laugh it off. I'm not doing it. First of all, I'm not one of those persons. I laugh it off. And then I just stop talking to you after a while. I just start falling back.
Look, you can't, if you got a woman, you can't be making new friends with baddies, okay?
Oh no, that's a no-go.
Right? You can't bring in new friends. Like once you and her create that commitment, everybody from that point forward is a work colleague, or y'all got to meet them together.
Yeah. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, please do not bring a new friend into your marriage 3 years later.
Facts. I don't think none of these. Well, T, she knew before. C, she met the month we got married.
Yeah.
And then me and Marcy are cool. I don't know. We blame that on the pot.
Yeah, so it's like you can't bring in new friends, right? Mm-mm. So if that's what Cam is saying, I get it. If you're saying like, yo, I'm in a great relationship and I can't bring any new chicks around, all right, cool. But any woman that's from your past, if y'all been friends, like bro, I got friends that I've been friends since high school.
Yeah.
Freshman year of college. Hey, bro, these are the homies, man.
Facts. Y'all gonna see at my wedding renewal who there and who ain't there. It's gonna be a whole.
These are the homies, man. And most of my friends not my type, so.
Yeah, I think about my home.
And I don't even mean that in a negative way. They're not my type.
Somebody told me at my wedding, yo, I can't even lie that story. I was about to make up the story. To tell the story, I can't say. I will say it on a Patreon episode. Just remind me about my wedding and what somebody came up to say it. And they said something about a young lady, and I was like, I would never, nigga. I would never.
You got them late. You got them 2 a.m. Tuesdays.
Yeah. Look,
they happen.
Some of these chicks, they be super cool, and it's cool, arm's length, and we rock. But I would never date, marry, Hank, like never, man. Like I remember one time, shout out to you, Teak. I love you. She hit me up and was like, yo, when you come back to Atlanta, I said, girl, I spend less on my girl than hanging out with you. I would never come back down there and hang out with you. And it don't come with no box at the end. And see, that's what Cam talking about.
See, now you got to shoot Cam some bail.
Look, shout out to
most of my homegirls make more money than me, so I'll be honest, they be paying.
Facts. But women will still try something. Shout out to the dude on Threads who said he met his homegirl out at, what was he at? He was at STK and he showed up and he said he showed up. Her two homegirls was there. They ordered a bottle of champagne. He said it was already one on the table when he got there. So he was confused. And he said when the bill came after everybody ordered, they slid him the bill. And he's like, he looked at his homegirl. He gave her $200 and was like, I'll holler at y'all later, and walked out. And he said he walked out and he said he tried to contact her the next day. He was blocked on everything. I'm like, women are I love women. I love y'all. Y'all get off shit that I would never think of.
That's because dudes aren't strict enough.
Yeah.
Like the moment she would have been like that, like she's there to her homegirl, especially if you have not, you and her ain't cracked. Like if that's just a chick you trying to get and she's there with two homegirl. This is why I say men not strict enough, because this is the first thing you do. You get there, if there's a homegirl that's finer than the one that you was trying to get, and you know that they trying to run the tab up on you, bro, go after the baddest one there.
Yeah. Like, go ahead, just switch off, move over. Because see, at this point, they're going to run the tab up on you anyway. You'll get blocked the next day if you don't pay anyway. So at minimum, see if you can get the baddest one there. And then now you got competition for you. Well, here's the thing. First of all, they said STK. The food ain't that good.
It's really just a tourist trap.
It's a vibe.
It's a tourist trap.
It's just a vibe. It's a DJ. Trap. They got the flower wall. STK ain't that good.
Yeah.
So that's the first trap. Second of all, they get there. Once you see his two friends there, you know what you do? Oh, what y'all doing? You sit down, the waiter come. Oh, I'm not getting nothing. Oh, nah, I got to go meet my boy. You get up out of there quick as possible.
Well, unless the friend, if one of the friends there is better than the chick you came there for, you go after that. After that one.
Is she worth the $2,000 on the table that you gonna have to drop?
Yeah, nope. You should not be running up $2,000. First off, you already addressed like, yo, who ordered y'all this bottle? Bro, you gotta get strict, man. You gotta like stop just going with the flow. You gotta be like, yo. Y'all want me to pay for this bottle and y'all ain't save me none?
Bro, I'm out of here quick. I walk in, see the two, shake hands.
I get the baddest one number, man, and then I ask her what she doing.
I order one of them $30 old fashions, drop 100 and out.
Oh, I mean, I'm definitely gonna get an old fashioned, and I'm definitely gonna go after the baddest one. Now, look, if you get there and they all not baddies, then that's on you. You messed up.
There you go. Shout out to the Grammys. I am here to let y'all know that I have paid attention to what y'all doing in life. We got the Super Bowl right. We got the Grammy wins right. Hey, shout out to Mark Lamont Hill, who had a conversation with his wife on his last episode on should women take their man's last name. I ain't saying where you got it from, brother. I ain't even saying nothing. I didn't even say that. I just laughed. That was y'all conversation.
Why you send me that clip, man?
Because I found it right before you walked in. And I got to flesh it out, but I seen enough. Shout out to the Clipse, Virginia's own, for winning. I think it was best rap performance featuring Kendrick Lamar. I told y'all that's what they was gonna do. Give the Clipse a win. That also gave Kendrick a win.
They got so many Grammys, man. Like, bro, if you are a dominant artist, like, how do you not get a Grammy?
Bro, they have a best album cover as a Grammy.
Like,
and Tyler the Creator won that. Like, I was like, his cover was cool. I mean, I don't even know what y'all make.
That's what I'm saying. It's like so many Grammys, man. It's like, yo, it's a Grammy for everything, man.
It is.
Best lighting on a rap video.
Bro.
Black Dad's Club. Come get your Grammy. Like, hey, it's not a real Grammy. But that comes off as hate. I'm just saying, it's just a lot of Grammy stuff.
Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. He has 27 awards. Congratulations to him. I'm here to say this. A lot of y'all are hating on Kendrick's win and y'all trying to diminish how great his work is. And I think it's nasty work out there. Yeah. The man is winning. It'd be bad if he was winning on bad bodies of work. That's all I would say.
Yeah. I mean, Kendrick put out solid work, man.
He did.
Whether you're a fan or not, I mean, you can't deny the guy's talent.
Absolutely. And I love the fact, I put it like this. So the debate was who was going to win rap album of the year. And I told my boys, I said it on here. I said, I don't think you get to have the #1 rap song for the entire year on your album.
Yeah.
and not win Rap Album of the Year, win like the second biggest song is the second half of TV Off when he yells mustard, which was on the Super Bowl. It's in every freaking commercial. It's on the radio still. Like, that doesn't happen, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to Cher old ass up there saying that Luther Vandross won. Interesting. So she was reading out the thing. The Grammys. So the Grammys, the new board, the new guy, he's a black guy, and he's doing a great job of revamping stuff, making it more transparent. That's why you always see the first award is always like the rap award, which I love because you letting black people get. There's no complaints. We're not putting y'all at the end, even though we give like 30 awards to y'all off camera. The first one is the hip hop award or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And so it was super cool. And so he's doing transparent, like, you know, when people pass and he's explaining like, this is how many voters, this is what we're doing. His first year in, he apologizes to The Weeknd because he knew The Weeknd was like, yo, I'm boycotting and whatever, right? And he's doing that. So a lot of the things that they're doing is giving people their flowers. That's like older who is either boycotting the Grammys or whatever, right? So Cher, it was her turn this year. Shout out to Eve, who just got a Grammy for her song with The Roots like 20 something years ago. She just received her Grammy. She never received it then. She was on the song. She didn't get credit for it, so they didn't give it to her, even though it's her on the song, right? So anyway, Cher was up there. They, you know, you could tell Cher's old.
I mean, Cher's damn near 80 now, isn't she?
Well, her boyfriend, he a youngin.
Hey man. Y'all don't get on the women about the age gap the way y'all get on us men about age gap.
They was tearing Cher ass.
Cher is 79.
Yeah. And they was tearing her up. Her family was tearing up that dude. But anyway, the point is,
her boyfriend's 39. He's an adult. He's only 39. How dare you sick fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy. So they up there talking. So Cher was like, she forgets that she has to present the award for Song of the Year.
She's 79.
Yeah, so she started walking on. She's like, oh, I gotta go back. And then she's like, Song of the Year. And she said, Luther Vandross. Oh my gosh. And then she looks and she goes, oh, I'm sorry, Kendrick Lamar for Luther. Like and so everybody's looking around laughing because they like, oh, we got grandma up here reading the church announcements.
Oh my God.
You gotta watch. It's so freaking funny, bro.
She said Luther Vandross. And oh my bad. Luther.
Yeah.
Luther was Luther that good, man? I don't want to hate. Was it really that good?
That shit fire. Yeah. Luther's a great love song. And I love Kendrick getting up there saying, yo, the state told us what we could and couldn't do. They said no cursing. Make it a love song. And he was like, Kendrick said, I wanted my version of If This World Was Mine. And I like when people do that. Yeah. Like I love when Beyonce redid what she did by Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Back.
We always do the electric slide to it.
Yeah.
So y'all know. Anyway, so I'm having a brain fart. But I like when artists say, hey, here's my version of that song. I love your song so much. I want to do my own version of it, whether it's a re-rendition or just a complete song. And Luther, he was like, yo, they told us no cussing, make it a love song. We did it. And look what happened. And I like artists coming out and showing us that you played the game.
Yeah.
So Kendrick Lamar, on the heels of Drake, on the heels of the Super Bowl is coming, I'm dropping my album at the beginning of the Grammy cycle. And it's going to take us so many months. So now we get into Song of the Year. Yeah, bro, I had a #1 song for 20-something weeks out of 52 because y'all wasn't in there and I used everything and cool. We had 27. Also, it got me thinking, looking at the Kendrick thing, boy, Kanye, if you just would have... Kanye could have had LeBron James type of achievement in music.
Oh,
He just would have spent the $2 million on his body like LeBron do every year. Like, bro, Kanye has 24 Grammys and probably ain't won one in 6 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z don't release music like that no more. He ain't playing those games. You know what I'm saying? But Kanye just would have, because he could have got something for Donda. He could have got something. Because remember, Donda was nominated. Then he said something crazy right before they released it. And they pulled everything. But it was there. Oh, Chappell, I think they trying to teach you a lesson. Shout out to the nipple dress that you had. I thought it was bold. I noticed when you got on stage, you ain't had that dress on. Even though it was all laced and everything, I was looking for your areolas. I ain't gonna say I'm horny, but I was looking for them. Because some people like the pale joints. I'm not a fan of them.
I think that was like I
Skin
had
tone,
to pull up the dress after you said it. It definitely was something over the nipples.
Yeah. It wasn't no pasty.
Bold dress though. Bold dress.
It was bold. But you know what, Chaperone, I think they teaching you a lesson after all that. Hey, artists need health care. It don't cost y'all that much. Y'all require so much of me. They had you on stage. You couldn't read the teleprompter. You look like a deer in headlights. They made you change clothes. I think they may be teaching you a lesson, and I feel bad for artists because they teach y'all a lesson. And like 50 Cent said a long time ago, you need to get out before they kill you. And the hardest part is when artists don't realize that.
Yeah.
And he said, I realized that. Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll, you look good, bro. Your wife looks amazing too.
He's rich.
Yeah, but I like the good veneers, like the
kind of hard to not look good when you're rich.
You sure?
If you want to look good, you can. You gotta want it though. But if you want to look good and you rich, you're gonna look good.
That Kim K body.
Yeah, you're gonna look good.
Kim K shaped like a sculpture. That's crazy. Jelly Roll got up there and he made a speech and he talked about his Christianity and being sober and shout out his wife and he loved it. And he was early in the broadcast. And so it was super dope. And I'm gonna tell y'all, just to give y'all, so if I miss something, this is my disclaimer. We had to put our kid down, so we paused the Grammys and then we sped through the shit we knew we did not want to see.
Yeah.
So maybe I missed something. But anyway, so in my video experience rewatching it, Jelly Roll was early, and his speech seemed like he was signaling to the other side. And I ain't talking about left or right, but like supremacy or non-supremacy. And sometimes we get signals. We get a MAGA hat.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking, how many times do whites use Christianity as they signal to supremacy?
I mean, bro, they burned the cross. It was not black people burning crosses, right? So we don't have to say it was all white people, but it was definitely all the crosses that was being burned was white people, right? So I this ideal of signaling Christianity as a bat signal for supremacy, that's not new. That is not new at all. And again, sometimes it's annoying because I often hear people say that like, oh, black people are not Christians, and I'm like, man. Christianity actually began in Africa. Mm-hmm. It actually began.
Well, they didn't read their Bible.
Yeah, it actually, it began with Semitic people, right? So, like, this is not their religion per se. It is an adoption. They've adopted it. They've taken it over. But like, this is not their religion. Like, there was black Christians before there was black Muslims. Mm-hmm. You could argue that there was black Hebrews before there was black Christian. But the idea that Christianity is abused and that black people should not be Christians because it's being abused is it's not a thought out ideal. But is Jelly Roll back signaling like that part of it? I should you be surprised? Like Jelly Roll have always proved themselves. Like first off, anytime that there is a non-black person that's deep in black culture, you should automatically be like, all right, let me pull up the hood, like. Immediately, you should be like, let me pull up the hood. Like, who's under this mask, right? The Scooby-Doo cartoon, right? Like, who is this ghost, right? It's never a ghost, right? So you should automatically, question it. So Jelly Roll, throwing up this Christianity bat signal with his background being from, Tennessee. Yeah. I want to say he's from, like, of course.
Well, I got to laugh in on the red carpet. He was talking about, hey, I don't know nothing that's going on. I'm not for sure. I want to get educated on it. I don't want to speak on something I don't know about. And then like one sentence later was like, yeah, I am going to make a statement on my platform. But I really wanted to be where I wanted to be at. So y'all pay attention. I'm gonna speak out on it. And then everybody was conflicted. Like, do you know about politics or do you not? And then they start pulling up old game film.
Yeah.
Where you know what's going on. And it got me interested. So you got Jelly Roll, right?
Yeah.
Watching a Grammy, and there's a lot of anti-Trump, anti-ICE. And shout out to the artists for finally saying something, right?
Well, now that they have permission to.
Well, so we got there, right? So then right after the Grammys, Post Malone and Jelly Roll going on a tour together.
Yeah.
Which I know is going to be crazy. And Post Malone, I don't know no Ozzy Osbourne songs, but that tribute y'all did was fire, by the way. It sounded good, and I don't listen to no rock and no.
Yeah.
My dad told me yo, Ozzy bite bad heads off. So I was like, oh, that's demonic enough for me, buddy. But anyway, like that was smoking. And so it was funny because I love when you know, when your girl is like so naive to certain things, you be like, oh, you cute. Like you think shit's sweet out here. And I'll give y'all an example. We watching it. She's like, I don't understand how Post Malone can go on tour with Jelly Roll, and you already know what type of audience gonna be there, blah, blah, blah. Oh, also, they announced that Kid Rock will be the Turning Point USA halftime show. Guess where you heard that first? Here. So man, we've been smoking shit. This is only the first month. And so she was like, I don't understand Post Malone. And I told my wife, I was like, oh, you believe them when they get up here and talk out against ICE.
Yeah.
I was like, I believe 90% of these artists are Republicans. I believe a bunch of them are conservative. I think a lot of them either voted for Trump or didn't care that he won. Yeah. Because they richer. And I said, y'all the only people who believe these artists when they get up here and say this. And, you know, I was glad. And I'm going to tell you one thing I was glad about. I was glad Kendrick didn't get up there and say nothing. And not because he needed to, because sometimes being smart is understanding that, hey, there's a bigger artist here. Yeah. And his name is Bad Bunny. And he taking every opportunity to smoke them. And yo, it's my off year. I did everything I needed to do last year. I don't need to do that. And understanding that, hey, why do I need to pile on when my voice gonna get lost in a bigger artist and more powerful? And honestly, shout out to Bad Bunny getting up there and saying what he need to say.
No, like, because I mean, kudos to Kendrick for, you know, getting the memo. Like, black people are saying, hey, y'all gotta jump out in front of this one. Like that's all. So like, you know, I that's how I, you know, I was also happy to not see a bunch of Kendrick, you know, video regarding any of this, because no, this is an opportunity for one, I'm sick of entertainers taking the lead on it. But two, let's let other entertainers take the lead on it. You know, let's let a Bad Bunny take the lead on it, or whoever else, right? Because there's nothing that's transpiring right now. We talked about this last week on the pod, right? This is not a, hey, black people, you know they gonna come for y'all next. Hey, they came for us first. They just finally decided to grab somebody else. Right? So it's like, hey, now you're going to have to see, how did you get out of this chokehold, this figure four, right? You have to figure out how to get out of it. Because we figured out how to get out of it. Right? So now you got to figure it out. So that's when I see Kendrick not saying anything, or most the black artists not saying anything, I think it's just like, yo, no, this is sort of on y'all right now.
Yeah. Lil Wayne, the radio station in Charlotte is called V101.9. That's where the old people go. Every year, they do a cruise, and it's a old artist who performs on that cruise every year. They get somebody, and it'd be a clean, Key Sweat this year. I'm just making up niggas. Yeah. Who else old? I
don't know, Bell Bill DeVoe.
They always, they love pulling them. Lionel Richie, he too rich to be on them cruises. But they always go get somebody old. Shaka Khan.
Yeah, mint condition.
Lil Wayne, you need to go hop on one of them cruises. You have, in the irony and all, you have not aged gracefully at all in music. And the irony is, your favorite athlete of all time is Kobe Bryant. And this ain't no Kobe hate, but as a Kobe fan, when Kobe was playing, we all was like, man, it's time for bro to retire. But yo, the Lakers giving him $26 million just to fill seats up, and he ain't playing. Yeah. So you can't even be mad. You remember when the Lakers made that 2-year contract and the universe was on fire. $26 million, he old, he passed his prime, and it's like, yo, you know how many seats they gonna fill up just as people just watch him? Like, if I'm Kobe, I'm taking a 26 too.
Exactly.
Know? It is what it is. Lil Wayne, for that to be your favorite athlete, you are acting like him. Lil Wayne talking about another year of me working harder, and I wasn't nominated. First of all, you wasn't supposed to. Second of all, when your manager is the dude who used to be your old engineer, if I'm thinking correctly, like, yeah, bro, I think he gonna miss a couple of things. You know what I'm saying? Also, a lot of people, first of all, your album got to be good. Second of all, your political stance, if you're going to take a crazy political stance, whatever that may be, and I'm going to tell you this, you being Republican ain't crazy. You being conservative ain't crazy. We got a whole genre that's that.
Yeah, I mean, we still listen to Kanye. I mean, we don't know what the hell he is, because he is that crazy, but more than likely, he's a conservative. Who knows?
But when you play play with them,
Yeah.
then yeah, everybody do look at you crazy. Like, okay, Lil Wayne, like we understood when you was posted up with Donald Trump because you had a federal case.
Yes.
He gave you a pardon, you didn't go to jail. Smart. Nobody came in here and complained. We didn't even mention that because we understood. But then you still play those things. But I always told y'all, I stopped listening to Lil Wayne a long time ago. He told me his mom said that she was bored at the house and he decided that he wanted to go have a baby. That's how he had his first kid. I thought that was interesting. I thought it was interesting when he went and started a sports agency and he's the king of signing bad contracts. You know what I'm saying? He got on national TV and said he don't believe racism is real.
Yeah, I think that's when he lost most people. He was just like, because I mean, again, right? You speaking from privilege versus understanding that you're privileged.
Absolutely. So you threw me out there. Also, last thing on the Grammys, I say this and we move on. Clipse. Next time, Pharrell don't have to be there with y'all for everything. Y'all look great, and I know that's the Louis Vuitton thing. First of all, that song was not the song I wanted y'all to play, but whatever. I would have loved Birds Don't Sing. I would have loved that. But Pharrell getting up there, having to be on everything. And also Pharrell, I'm going to tell y'all, man, Pharrell's speech just pissed me the fuck off.
What was the speech about? Because again, I did not watch the Grammys.
Pharrell got up there and he's making Pharrell is still suffering from when he made the last comments about DEI and they've been tearing his ass up.
Yeah.
So of course he got up there and he started the whole thing with work harder. Y'all need to get out there and work and just keep working hard. And it made everybody go, yo, Billie Eilish is talking about ICE. Bad Bunny talking about ICE. Some of the white artists coming, even Jelly Roll getting off, he got his God thing off. Like, I'm here to praise God and God is the way, cool. And you get up there and...
That was so he can avoid the ICE conversation.
Who, for real?
No, Jelly Roll.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, right? But I'm still like, you still getting your rocks off on whatever your rocks is, right? And then you got Pharrell coming up there and going, work hard, work harder. And this is coming off the heels of the last time we heard you talk, you put your foot in your mouth.
Yeah.
And you did yourself no favors here. And so I'm asking everybody to stop giving Pharrell a microphone. Pusha T, I'm asking you also to sit him down. Oh yeah, we already got there. Andrew Shultz, man. Did he change his mind on Trump?
He did change his mind. And he's like the worst person to change his mind.
Well, because he was racist, but whatever.
You know, but your boy keep giving him play though.
Hold on, let me find him. Hold on. You ain't finna skip it. Hold on.
But I will say that this was a breaking point for me in the way that the administration responded to it. Like, I didn't think what's happening right now with ICE could happen in America. I genuinely did not think that was possible. I thought our institution, I thought the Constitution would hold up. When I see it and then immediately defend it, I start to go, we gotta be very loud about this. Like, it all of a sudden becomes not like liberal catastrophic thinking. It starts to become very reasonable, nuanced criticism of the administration. They have just made the most far left critiques of the Trump administration. Their reaction to this has just justified all of them. In one moment, all of their responses from Trump to Kash Patel, they have justified every single and I know people will probably look at this and be like, they've done a million other things to justify them. Sure, and that's fair. But this specific situation, I think, is a breaking point and it has justified all those criticisms. I think people's antennas are way up and people's antennas that were not up initially.
This is like seeing the Epstein files. Because it's like,
wouldn't it be nice if we got those?
It's like, damn, y'all really been lying to us. Like, damn, like you really been lying to us. Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Y'all got the Epstein files.
Two of my like least favorite people talking in that clip.
All right, let's start on your South Carolina brother first. Is he one of your least favorite people talking because he don't pick a side?
Definitely. He doesn't pick a side.
And when he do pick a side,
it's the side that he thinks is going to win.
And they always black, but that's a whole nother thing.
Like, it's the side that, like, even when he like start pushing back from the Democrats, it was because it was obvious that the Democrats were going to lose.
Yeah.
But when the Democrats are going to win, he's like all over the Democrats.
And that's good or bad when he pick his side and they black. I'm not saying that's good or bad because when it's time for it, they always black. But when it's like, all right, yeah, I do need to play Floyd not reading well on air, and this has nothing to do with anything that's black.
And Andrew Shultz, the problem that I have with him, I mean, despite every problem that Andrew Shultz gives you to have with him, is that you think someone that obviously is the descendant of immigrants with the last name Schultz from the area that you came from, more than likely, right? I know where the name Schultz comes from. I know that is a Jewish German name. Okay. And I know that more than likely you one block from the dock. You here because of the Immigration Act of 1920s. And that's where, I'm almost certain that you were not here when my people was emancipated. Almost certain that you were not here. Right. So the fact that you probably came here to this country because you were being persecuted in the country that you was in, or on your way to being persecuted in the country that you're in, the fact that it takes this for you to finally be like, now maybe I don't like the guy. You know what I'm saying? Because it hits close to home. That doesn't make you a good person. It makes you a terrible person. Good people do what's right even when it negatively affects them. Right? Doesn't mean that it's going to hurt you or kill you, but you're like, there's no benefit for me here. Right? Yeah. Which is kind of the way that black people have been in this country. For the most part, it's always been like, hey, I just need your boot off my neck. Right? I don't need you to help me get over the wall. I'll get myself over the wall. I just need you to get your foot off my neck.
Andrew Shultz, I've already said it. I've said it on here many times. He hid his racism behind comedy. And I'm going to tell y'all what that means for me. For me, Andrew Shultz looks at it and goes, he sees the world in what a utopia would look like. And it's like whatever, right? Yeah. And so what happens is he gets to navigate because he uses comedy to navigate to telling truths to people. His version of the truth. Like, hey, we're not.
Yeah, his version. That's the best way to put it. Yeah.
So when he goes and talks to white people, we making jokes. I'm telling y'all the truth, the blunt. It's easy to hear the truth about yourself when somebody make it funny. Yeah. Or your situation, right? And then with black people, he picking sides because he's funny. They give him a cool pass and you get to sit with him and you get to say stuff. Like the whole fact of, I hate to keep making this about Kendrick. The fact that Kendrick said what he said and then Andrew Schultz just goes on a tirade about him raping Kendrick. Yeah. And nobody said a word. And it was simply because he said, don't let a white comedian talk about black women. Yeah. Like, and he didn't say a name, but we all as a community knew exactly who he was talking to. You know what I'm saying? But Andrew Schultz wasn't even mad that, hey, I'll talk about black women. He was mad that Charlamagne got indirectly mentioned. Yeah. And like, that's what Andrew does. He makes jokes. He hang around black people that let him think that he's cool in this utopia world. And it's like, hey, bro, that ain't reality. Reality is, people go through shit and people are living through stuff. Like you telling me, Mike said it on here. I said, you think he gonna do a lot of, talking about Trump, you think he gonna do a lot of deportations? Mike said, yeah, but probably less than Obama. Yeah. And I go, really? He goes, yeah, he gonna do way less than Obama. He said he just gonna, you said it on air. You said he's just gonna record it so everybody could see. He said he's gonna do less because then you get to always fall back on, well, Obama did more than I did. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? But he gonna put it on TV and make sure we see it and make a show out of it. And I go, Trump ain't said nothing about deportations or nothing, right? Soon as Trump get in office, boy, they marching down the streets. We got cameras. We got little kids on the street use this bait. We got, you know what I'm saying? It's go time.
And it is terrible. It's a distraction from those files that they don't want to release. And they're never going to release the files, by the way. It's never going to happen.
And I hope Jay-Z sue that company, him and Pusha T, that company that made them fake documents that all you hip hop. Never mind.
Yeah, So I mean, you're never going to get those documents because they came from intelligence agencies, and they're just never going to release them. I mean, we still can't get intelligence documents from COINTELPRO from the 60s and 70s. Like, you think you about to get documents from the 2010s, the 2000s? Like, you're never going to get those. And this is not me condoning it. This is not me saying it's right or wrong. This is me saying you're making an issue out of something that you can't change. Facts. What you can change is voting patterns, right? You can vote. And good luck on elections in 2028. To all of us, my Super Bowl, everybody's looking forward to the Super Bowl on Sunday. I'm looking forward to November 5th. Look, that is my Super Bowl. Is it November 5th this year? I know it's always like Tuesday in November. But
the 5th or the 11th?
That is my Super Bowl.
We're going to see if it happens. I was on Threads. We'll make this quick. Y'all was trying to kick my back end for me saying that
November 3rd, excuse me.
Okay, the 3rd.
November 3rd.
That's my anniversary. I bet. So I was on Thread and I was debating if you could be pro-black and hire a white wedding photographer. And they tried to kick my back in until I looked and said, oh, I have way more likes than people complaining.
Oh.
And let me explain this to y'all. I'm not talking, when I say, first of all, I learned that a lot of y'all don't know what pro-black is. Some of y'all just think, hey, I'm black. I rock with black people. And yeah, that makes me pro-black. That ain't what I'm talking about. And I ain't even talking Dr. Umar pro-black, right? I ain't even talking there. When I look at it as like, hey, there's a line of people that move in this world and say, hey, whenever I give my dollar, if I know somebody that's black, I want to spend it with them. Or if I know I can give a black person an opportunity. And those are the people I'm talking about. So I'm talking like 2 steps below Dr. Umar, 2 or 3 steps below him, right? And understanding that, hey, certain opportunities won't allow me to. Like if you getting married here in Charlotte right now, right? It's going to be hard to find a black-owned venue, wedding venue.
Yeah.
Right? It might be difficult. So, and the reason why I got to this photography part, because somebody, I can't say who, because she just got married and she listened. But anyway, she just got married and she hired a white photographer to go across the country to do her wedding photography. And I'm like, you always be in rooms acting like you pro whatever. But then, and it just made me interesting. Also, another person who I won't name because I know they listen.
Wait. So she's a black woman? Mm-hmm. And she hired
a white man to hire. She flew him across the country to take her pictures.
I just wanted you to say that because I'd be on their asses about that.
Oh, well, I'm about to talk about the black dude. I know. But there's another dude. Yo, he super pro. He comes off as super pro black. That's what I was taking the conversation to.
They're not really pro black.
Exactly. And because he went out the country, and I understand the logistics there, but don't tell me you all this and that, and we just gonna be on the sand, and then I get there and I see, yo, you got this white person taking your wedding photos. I just look at it crazy because, in the comments I was going back and forth with people. Shout out to the sister who did remind me, yo, I live in parts of countries. There ain't no black people out here. It's just me and my family. And I was like, damn, that is true. And I had to tell one girl, I'm like, yo, I'm in the South.
Yeah.
So I get an advantage, right? Like you don't get to tell me that you are pro-black and you can't find a black photographer down here.
Yeah.
Atlanta and DC too close. A Spirit flight ain't. But
especially if you flying out of the country, like that's yes, you can take a black photographer from anywhere.
You can
if you flying out of the country.
Yeah, because you ain't doing that off the cheap and off the rip. But a lot of y'all was just letting me know. And let me put it like this. Somebody made a comment, and I ain't gonna steal this person comment. They said, "Yo, y'all are fighting this, but when Indians hire somebody, look at the race of their photographer.
Yeah.
When Asians hire somebody, look at the race of their photographer. When somebody's Spanish, they whole team be they people. And black people don't bat an eye. We say, oh, that makes sense. That's dope. You got your people in here. White folks do the same thing. We don't look at it and be like, oh my gosh, we don't give a damn. But shout out to the sister. Oh, my photographer was white. He was on the dance floor. He was a light for the party.
Well, because that's the stuff that they want, right? They want that acceptance from the other side. And it's like, yo, if I can show this happening at my party, then you know what? That's going to show the people that I work with or the people that I communicate with. See, I'm cool too. I'm one of the good ones.
Absolutely. So I just want to throw that out there. If you got something to say about it, please leave it in the comments or say it on Patreon.
Yeah, y'all already know my whole stance on pro-black. I tell you all the time, I can't be pro this no more. I can't. I know that's a problematic comment, but I say it because I want to have the conversation on the state of our community and how can we be pro this.
And shout out to me. All my vendors was either Puerto Rican or black at my wedding. Everyone. And me and my wife had a discussion before we got there. Do I see myself as pro-black? I'm down for us. I don't know, because some of y'all got different things. And I love when y'all keep posting my wife. I had to tell her why they was posting her. She was like, yeah, I saw somebody posted me. And she said something. Just pat her on the head, man. It was like, it's okay, girl. I was like, yo, they think you white. And then she got mad. And I said, oh, shit. I shouldn't have told her the truth. But yeah, I love that. And I love when y'all post my wife and then somebody else in the comments come right under there and be like, yo, she got a flag in her bio. She ain't white. And then y'all feel dumb. Also, before we go to the sports section, I want to let everybody know, stop trusting profiles online on Threads that's not connected to somebody's Instagram. It ain't who you think you talking to. I think a lot of these people are AI bots. I think a lot of stuff is people that's playing the other side.
Yeah.
And they just messing with y'all. Because people have figured out there's this new funny thing that's on Twitter. I shouldn't have said funny because y'all gonna clip that up. I don't know if it's real or not, but somebody dropped that, they got an app where they could track where black people like to be at.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I laughed my ass off, even though it's not supposed to be funny.
Yeah, that was actually pretty. I mean, look, some racism is clever.
Oh, yeah. You got to, Ben, I ain't even going to do it to you, buddy. He made a great joke.
Some of it is clever, but the whole, because it was like, it tracks, what was it?
What's that?
The restaurants, Waffle House.
Oh, yeah, Waffle House was on there.
And Popeyes.
Yes, I was like, this is shit.
That is hilarious. Now the Waffle House, that could go 50-50. I'm telling you, that is not, Waffle House is not a black thing. I don't know why y'all think that's a black thing.
After 11 o'clock it is, though.
Depending on where you at, man, Waffle House is an equal opportunity hands getter, bro.
Yeah.
And the whites,
they ain't playing with that.
The whites ain't playing at Waffle House either. I would not go play in a West Virginia Waffle House.
Absolutely not. Paul George. Is this the weirdest lie the NBA trying to get off?
You know what, man? Michael Irvin said something. He was who was he on that pod with?
Cam,
yeah.
Mace.
And he said something. He was like, "How do you think you fail a drug test?" Right? Like at the end of the day, how do you think you fail a drug test? All right. Now, one of the things that I do hate, and I get that black men, we have to use this as cover because nothing else covers us. But the mental illness aspect, we can, it's the one last place where nobody has said, fuck you on that, right? So I get why he did it, like, hey, it was for my mental health. But I mean, look, bro, I'm with you. I go to Columbia for my mental health, right? Like it's for my mental health, right? But let's be clear, right? It's lifestyle, not mental health.
I laughed because when it came out, I think your brother had called me. Me and him was on the phone, and we were like, "Wait, what is he trying to get off?" And I'm like, and it was so bad when Chuck, Shaq, and Kenny and Ernie was talking, and Kenny and Charles Barkley was kind of looking at Shaq like, "Oh, you want us to feed into this BS too? Like this reasoning, this logic of like, his mental health." But Shaq was saying, "Hey, this don't make sense." He was trying to let everybody know this doesn't make sense. Everybody knows when you're getting your drug test. It's only for a year. You know when. Shaq even said something. And see, I'm surprised Shaq let this slip.
Yeah.
But this is what happens when you let old niggas talk too long, right? He said they give you a list of everything you can't take and how long it'll be in your body.
Yeah.
And he was like, whatever he took, he knew how long it was going to be in his body and still decided to go do it.
And still decided to do it. So, yeah.
And that's the other thing. And you know what? The mental health lie, it reminds me when I worked at Marriott, and they always told you if you about to get fired, say you got a substance abuse problem, and you get to keep your job. Like, I don't know if they still do that at Marriott, but let y'all know, if you go work for Marriott, you say you got to. And so what happened is people start showing up late, start doing whatever. They go downstairs and be like, "Yo, I got an alcohol problem."
Yeah.
And then what ended up happening is now the job is required to help you get some help, but they can't fire you while you go seek help.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you just keep coming on time and whatever. Then
everybody forget.
Everybody forget.
Yeah.
And only the black people. I don't want to go downstairs and admit to that, even though they ain't have a substance. Niggas was getting it off.
Yeah,
the white folks was just getting it off.
Exactly.
Like, what? Black folks, got morals and standards. Harden, he going to Cleveland, whatever, man. I don't care. I don't know what happened with the Clipse. Homeboy, before he lost his team, he must have put a hex on that team.
Man, real talk. James Harden has been everywhere with really good players and has not made it work. It's not going to work in Cleveland.
Duh.
At some point, you're the problem.
Well, I knew that if you are a fan of Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving, if you're a fan of any of those players, when James Harden get there, you saw how your players acted before he got there, when he was there, and after he left. And you know that he's just like, whatever. Now, I was happy. I told y'all yesterday. I said, it's not that many strip clubs there. He'll be straight. Now, there's now a Cleveland strip club that has a big sign for James Harden outside. They put it was like, "We welcome you. We can't wait." And it's like, here we go. And it did make me think, do you get Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, and James Harden there next year?
LeBron, I mean, it sounds like LeBron is kind of burning his bridges in LA. So I can see him go back. But I mean, hey, if Miami put together the squad, it ain't gonna matter.
Talking about with Giannis?
Yeah. Yeah, they put together the squad. It's not going to matter.
Yeah, it ain't. If Pat Riley, he must have the Epstein files. And
low key for real.
The way he put, if they pull that off, it will be insane.
Yeah. Especially when you get to keep Bam and my boy Powell. Like, like
it ain't gonna matter.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna skip down. I don't know why y'all think Draymond in any trade matters to anybody. Like, he's done.
He needs to go ahead and move to media, man. Just go ahead.
Yeah.
Just get on TV.
They trying to dangle, will Draymond be in trade talks? It's just for salary because nobody don't care. I wouldn't be surprised if Draymond goes, do a buyout and try to find his way back on Golden State. Like, because he don't want to be there. Nobody don't want him. You know what I'm saying? Also, All-Star came out. I don't even understand the format. We got 3 teams. I don't know what none of this means. It's whatever. I will say this. LaMelo, let me pull out this, excuse me, to the city of Charlotte. To the Charlotte Hornets, the city of Charlotte. Y'all need to find a way very, very quickly to get LaMelo on an All-Star team. He's going to start checking out. I personally believe he has already. I think this team is so good this year that he is forced to play because Brandon Miller, he cares about basketball and what his future can change. It seems like Brandon Miller has put a spark under Miles, who still owes me an apology. I think that and then this boy from Duke, I can't pronounce your last name.
Knipple.
Yeah. I think that he playing out of his mind.
Dude, Con looked like he might be the real deal. When they drafted him from Duke, I mean, I did not think he was going to be this lights out.
That boy, when they played Dallas,
he's in the running for Rookie of the Year. I mean, obviously it's him and Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
And again, remember last year I told y'all I need this for the NBA. I wanted Cooper to be the great white hope. Con Knipple might could be that. You gotta have, because that's when basketball is better. Basketball is better when the bigots can pick a side. When the bigots hate all basketball, it's just not good.
It's not good.
But when they can pick a side, that's what makes it fun. Because then y'all can go to the arena together and see one another, and you can get it off, and you don't have to do this ice bullshit that we having to deal with right now.
I looked at it and I go, you got those 3. And I think there was a reason why the coach made LaMelo come off the bench. Yo, these 3 care.
Yeah.
LaMelo, I said this about LaMelo and I said this about Zion when they was in high school.
Yeah.
They do not care about basketball. They're just too good at it.
Yeah.
And Zion, you could tell he didn't care because the competition was trash. LaMelo was just like, my dad gonna let me take 60 shots a game. I'm gonna get my 60 points, whatever. But he's good at it and he's fearless. Now I'm watching Melo play I want to all right, I got to compete with their effort. Yeah. And I think that if the Hornets don't next year, if they can become a top 3 team in the East, you can sneak Melo in the All-Star where he has to. And then he can start saying all right, I got to overachieve and demand more out of my team. And to the Charlotte Hornets, Mike was on it early. I was excited about Brandon Miller. I didn't know about Con because I was just like, yo, pale facey from Duke, whatever. The boy is hooping.
Yeah.
And he doing his thing. So shout out to him. Super Bowl coming. Who you got? I mean, it's here this week.
Man, I don't care. The Super Bowl, so it's so whack. I do not like Seattle. I do not like the Patriots. So I honestly don't care. Super Bowl dishes. I don't know.
I need some wings.
Yeah.
Lemon pepper buffalo.
I'm gonna see who's doing something for Super Bowl. I might just end up at the cigar lounge. This is such a uneventful Super Bowl week, man.
It really is.
It's no one cares.
And I don't know none of the Bad Bunny songs. I know the one with Cardi, and I know the one that I like that Future need to be on.
You got Monaco. Everybody know Monaco.
Hey, man, you be out the country enough. Them hoes love Bad Bunny
and Diesel.
Nah, they love, what's the girl name? Carol G?
Yeah, but you about to hear that. That's all you about to hear. Diesel, Bad Bunny, Carol G.
They love
Diesel, Bad Bunny, Carol G. That's all you about to hear. You're going to know all them songs by the time you leave Columbia.
They love Carol G. I'm like, yo.
Carol G got some hits, though. I like Carol G.
She do.
Matter of fact, I might like all of them now. I might be like.
I love when the baddies control the music that you have to start liking as a man. It's like, all right. They got this Sexy Red song. If you want it, that's my joint. Shout out to y'all being mad at Sexy Red performing at a Trump event or whatever that was.
Man,
y'all know what's up with her.
She was a plant from day one, bro. Like, I don't know why. Like, what? I forget who said this. Like, what do you think a plant means?
Oh, Cap said that. Yeah.
Like, what do you think it means?
y'all not fooling me. Y'all can't get me to be upset.
Yeah, y'all
that
can't.
anymore.
I don't care anymore, man. Like, and again, one of the things, I don't know if we said this last week, but I was like, everybody, I'm like, yo, I'm not upset with Trump. Like, you can't be upset with Trump when 49.8% of the country votes for the guy, right? I was like, so the best thing that you have to do right now is, he's showing you where all the leaks at. So when Democrats get back in office, assuming that you have an election, again, November 3rd is my Super Bowl. If you have an election and if you win the election and you get back in office, that's going to tell me the state of the country, right? And I now know the country's sick. I see the temperature, right? When the next person get in, right? Are you going to try to remedy all these problems so you don't deal with it again, right?
Facts.
And I'm gonna be honest, like, traditionally, that's just not the history of Anglos, right? Yeah. Anglos typically have to deal with stuff multiple times, before they really get the message. So, but I think this is the second time around with Trump. Are you just going to say, well, we're just going to do our version of Trump? Right, because one of the things that I always remind everybody that vote Democratic, and I lean left. I'm not a leftist. I lean left though, but I'm pretty much in the middle. But I always tell folks the way that how sick you are of these people with their MAGA hats and they Make America Great signs and they flags. As sick as you are of those people for that, that's how sick of you they were with your Obama t-shirts and your Obama signs and like. You did the exact same thing. Just because it was your guy you didn't do it. It was just your guy. Now your side has lost. Yeah. They're doing what you did. So when you get back in office, are you gonna see the error of your ways, right? When you made a fandom of Obama, right? Because now they're making a fandom of Trump. And we both can see neither one of us like when the other side does it. So perhaps
we didn't do what they did though.
Well, no, I mean, but they always go too far. But you got to understand though, there's a lot of things that Democrats approve that Republicans feel the same way about, right?
Oh yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like, when you tell people like, hey, you're going to have to make this cake for somebody, right? And if not, you can lose your whole livelihood. Like
that was wild.
Yeah, like that is equally as crazy. That's not me saying that you should be able to discriminate, right?
And I ain't trying to be mean, but as an entrepreneur, I was like, oh hell no.
I mean, but I'm saying like, and I get it, right? As a virtue signal, as the right thing to do, you'd say, well, I mean, just make it, right? But like, yo, you gonna force somebody out of business because they refuse to make that was insane. I'm not defending it. What I'm saying is when you say there's going to be liberty and justice for all, that includes the people that you disagree with, unfortunately, guys.
Yeah, and let me clear that up because Ben is about to text me right now. Like, whoa. As an entrepreneur, business person, my standards on everything is, Barack would like to say in our group chat, he's more liberal than me, and I think he is.
Right? He don't know. He
don't kick his back.
I ain't gonna kick his back. I ain't gonna kick his back.
Barack, I just saved you, so be nice to me. I say that to say, I don't care about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But telling me what I have to do always scares me because what if I didn't have enough information? So I'm gonna give y'all an example. I've shot same-sex weddings. Shout out to the old men who hit me up. None of them are in the group chat with me. They are always separate texts. Yeah. They called me, how did you do that? I'm like, nigga, I pushed the button on the camera and went down. I said, they pay me. First of all, their payments come in great. Come in quick, easy. It's nothing different. Only thing that's different from a same-sex wedding and a heterosexual wedding is the kiss is between the same sex. That's the only, there's literally not one thing that's different.
Yeah.
However, what if somebody hit me up and I'll give you an example. Yeah. Karina told me, damn.
Just bleep it out. Bleep it out at the end. Bleep it out at the end.
She told me she did a wedding at a job. This is a job a long time ago. That is the truth. I'll tell y'all that. It's a long time ago because she don't do weddings no more, right? And she said the girl was underage and her parents had to sign off. And she said we had to deliver things to the room. And she talked about how uncomfortable she was bringing sex toys and sex things to a room where she knew a minor was about to have sex with somebody, even though this girl parents signed off. Yes. You know what color they were.
Oh, yeah, I already know.
And she said, she called me and was like, yo, you know how weird that is?
Yeah.
She said, first of all, I found out the girl wasn't 18.
Yeah.
Then she was like, then I'm bringing up shit. And I'm like, I'm bringing up the girl mom, gave her the box, gave Karina the box, said, hey, this is for my daughter in her room. Karina has to sit it out because that's what you do. And damn, I didn't say her name again. Anyway.
Bleep it out.
Well, I ain't saying nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, the stuff
This is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well,
but she ain't do it. I get what you're saying.
So imagine that happens. I'm thinking now, let's say it's a wedding and it's a 16-year-old getting married to a dude that's 25, 30.
Yeah.
And I don't, even though her parents legally signed off, it's all legal.
If you're not comfortable with it, you should be able to say, you know what? Hey, man, I'm not comfortable with it.
And it shouldn't cost me my
It shouldn't
business.
cost you. Yeah, it shouldn't cost you.
That's
a lot.
what I was getting to.
Yeah, and
sorry, baby.
Yeah, but I mean, but that goes to my point. It's like it's not a moral stance. It's like, hey, if I say
I'm good,
right? And so that's what I'm saying. That's the problem of liberals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when liberals do that, what they don't understand is it causes a backlash from the Republican side.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's like, yo, I'm not telling you to be better because they're going to be better. They're not. Like they're bigots. Like if you give them the opportunity to snatch people out of their homes and throw them in prisons where they can abuse them, because make no mistake about it, there's a ton of people right now who are being physically and sexually abused under ICE watch right now. Make no mistakes about it. Okay, so allegedly, because everybody's suing everybody right now.
Facts.
Right?
Get it off.
Yeah. So it's like when it swings one way, you got to understand that pendulum is going to swing back. So at some point, Democrats, when they get back in office, you have to plug all these leaks if you give a damn about America. Now, if you only give a damn about yourself, then you're not going to plug the leaks. So when I say when they get back in office, that's going to tell me where they are in this country. That's what I'm saying. When Democrats get back in office, are you going to remove war powers from the executive branch, right? When you get back in office, are you going to limit the executive branch powers? Pretty much make it a figurehead. Are you going to create a Congress where you're going to create term limits so mofos are not in the hospital signing off on legislation that we know that they're not signing off on, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, are we going to do that? Are we going to impose, term limits on the Supreme Court? You should not be on the Supreme Court. And Cher literally just had to walk over there and read something off of a card at 79 years old.
Luther
and you're telling me that she gave the wrong name. She first forgot
that she was supposed to do it.
That she was supposed to do it. Then she came back and read the wrong name. Like, bro, we should not have 79-year-old people running the government anywhere.
And maybe you don't know, but Luther Vandross has been dead for a long time.
Yeah, so it's like, come on, man. So when we understand that when Democrats get back in office, are you going to do the things that's going to, actually make America great?
Last thing before we get out of here, shout out to Emmany. I will officially be calling him Emmany because if you follow the podcast, you understand the joke. Emmany brung a porn star to a family event. I don't even know how to say that. Would you ever date a sex worker?
Well, are we considering OnlyFans girls as porn stars now?
They sex workers.
They sex workers?
Yes.
Because that's a porn star. So
okay.
Yeah,
I would say how popular is she? Mia Khalifa is on OnlyFans only.
Mia.
That's the Arab girl who did that scene, and the whole country found her family.
I think it's Arab.
Oh, Arab. Oh, sorry. I ain't been over there. I ain't going over there either. Y'all ain't playing.
It's pretty cool, man.
The fact, if you want to know how Mia Khalifa got out of porn, whatever's online is a lie.
Yeah.
That girl did something in some traditional garb.
Yeah.
They lined her ass up and she ain't did nothing. She talked about her family got found and they ain't play with her. That's why she ain't doing porn no more. Not this whole, I found religion, because she's still getting her shit off.
Could I date a sex worker? Could I bring an OnlyFans chick to the cookout? Absolutely. I tell y'all all the time, man, we love hoes. Men love hoes. I have no problem.
Would you take her serious?
Like as a human being? Absolutely.
As a girlfriend?
No. I tell y'all all the time, man, there's nothing wrong with having hoes as friends. Like some of my best nights of my life, I was with hoes. Okay,
facts.
So I love hoes, right? But I always tell y'all, you don't have to marry. You don't have to marry a hoe.
I don't. I'm a little different. First of all, I'm married, so If my wife ever leaves me, I probably will go off on the deep end because my life has been.
You gonna date the OnlyFans chicks, man?
I probably would. I probably do something dumb.
You can't. Look, you can date them. Dating is fine. Dating is just going out. We're going to the movies. We haven't. Tiana Trump, one of my favorite sex workers, right? Matter of fact, we even saw her in like a year because she dating the soccer guy, right?
Yeah,
and he done took her serious.
Yeah.
So,
and I want to know if you still active. Like Miss B Nasty is fine. You still can't go out there still doing content though.
I mean, but if she met me at the cigar lounge, I wouldn't.
No, that's different. I'm talking about like going to my family. Cause my people, first of all, I only got like 2 cousins that probably know who she is.
A cousin cookout, sure. Thanksgiving with like my aunts and my well, I don't have any grandparents no more. I don't think. I don't.
RP, they was cool.
Yeah, they were cool. Funny enough, grandparents probably be a lot more accepting.
Yeah, than the parents for sure.
Than the parents. But like Tiana, Tiana's like my favorite. Her porn is terrible, by the way.
Never seen it.
But
to be real,
but she's fun, right? She's online. She's nice. She's very, very attractive. If Tiana and this soccer player doesn't work out, Black Dad's Club is taking off, and Tiana want to hang out. I'm hanging out with Tiana all day.
I saw a video online. I don't know if it's real or not, but Angela White, if you know, you know. I told y'all, Black China don't get to go back to her government name once we saw what Angela White do on film. We seen Black China Angela White on film, and we seen the real Angela White on film. They don't compare. So if you know, you know. Anyway, I saw a video online. It was like she went out on a date. I want to know how much this dude paid to go on a date with her. And they like went out to eat. They was hanging out. And she looked like a fun freaking time.
Yeah, they're fun. Sex workers are fun.
I know they fun, but me, I'm of a younger generation. You probably can get it off. You ain't. Never mind.
I'm not. Again, I would not marry Tiana Trump, right?
Nah.
And that's not me judging her. That's just me saying like, yo, I truly believe this. I truly believe that once you sell the box more than one time, I think it imprints on you. Like once you understand that, bruh, all I got to do is offer this up and money comes out on the other end of it. Yeah. I don't think there's any way to really come back from that.
Yeah, especially if you in the sex worker Reddit rooms, it's hard to come back from that.
Yeah,
that's my favorite story to read.
To your point, man, it's like, yo, when you know them or when you in these forums and these private, it used to be forums back in the day. Now it's just Reddit. But it's like when you read, like, bro, like women are like 45 still struggling with what they could accomplish when they was 25. And it's sometimes it's sad to see because it's like, man, like you could have got it because there's always going to be a guy.
25. You said 45 again. Sorry. I think
20. Yeah. Well, I'm saying when they're 45, when you see when they should be out the game, they still trying to get back to
what they was doing
when they was 25, and it's sort of sad because like there's always a guy that's going to marry a sex worker. There's always a guy, but they don't want that guy because they're low key like, what makes you want to marry me?
Yeah. You know what? That's what I want for my wife. Me, her, and Angela White go out on a date. But that's one. I think that's one of the ones she ain't gonna let rock no more, man. I'm trying to hint to y'all what she said no to. She told me that shit as soon. I think we got back to the hotel room after the wedding.
Just get your money up. Get pot off.
You know the baddie we went out for your birthday? You remember? Tall, light skin. We went to World in the Music Factory. It was for my birthday. And me, you, who you was with, we went to the club. Tall, light-skinned girl I used to rock with. You gonna make me bleep out. She was tall, light-skinned girl with the curly hair. Now I'm bleeping out too much. You've seen her. I'll find a picture of her.
Okay, I don't forgot it.
She came up to me. She was sitting at y'all table at the wedding.
Still don't forgot.
Mike's so damn old. Anyway, she came up to me at my wedding day and was like, yo, I flipped both of y'all. Like this, she said this when I was sitting at the table.
Yeah.
And I just remember looking, and I think Karina already knew what was said, and she said, anyway, this girl was tough, just to let y'all know, man. But yeah, shout out to Angela White. If I make enough, if the pod take off, I will convince my wife that all 3 of us will go out to eat.
Yeah, just go out to eat, man. Out of town.
Thugging with my rounds. Y'all know what's up. What you got planned this weekend besides everything with Super Bowl?
I mean, I guess we're gonna watch this shitty ass Super Bowl this weekend.
Your Colombian family that you won't tell us about, they rated for Bad Bunny on the Super Bowl? Do they watch the Super Bowl?
No, they don't watch the Super Bowl down there, bro. They don't.
I had a real inappropriate joke.
They had the Medellin looked lit though for that weekend though.
I bet it did.
Yeah, everybody,
Bad Bunny ain't playing with y'all.
Yeah, everybody was posting their videos and stuff, man. I was low key kind of jealous, kind of sad that I'm not rich right now.
Facts. I ain't doing nothing this weekend. I got a couple of shoots. I got a client who I got to fire as soon as we get done with this. Yo, women, y'all got to do better at lying to me. At least to me. Y'all can lie to y'all mans. I'm not your man. Don't lie to me. But anyway, I got to do that this weekend. Super Bowl this weekend. And look, man, we got some stuff coming, man. I'm excited. Happy Black History Month. Go get the shirt. Go get the Black Dads Club block shirt. It looks like a Black History Month shirt. So we're going to start promoting it as that online. We love y'all. We thankful for y'all. I'm thankful for Mike. If y'all see Mike on the golf course in his shirt, please make sure y'all take a picture with him wearing it. Stand on his right side so he can the logo show on his left side, man.
I'll make sure the logo show. Thanks for the shirt again, fellas.
Absolutely. And with that, we're going to holler at y'all next time.
Holla at your boy.
Thank them, nigga. Thank me. I paid for that shit.
Oh, I thought that. Thank you, Gavin.